This is the Ice Cool plus Ice Cool 2 race game mode on the Big Tuna University map layout. This mode is for 2 to 8 players who team up in pairs of 2, controlling both penguins one at a time, collecting their 4 fish, and finishing in this box right here. Each team alternates players who flick one penguin, and then it goes on to the next team. Some players would choose to send one penguin all the way through to the finish and then go to the next, or they take turns alternating between both penguins and then finding their way to the end goal. For the sake of this video, I've decided to pair the 4 teams up this way. I've done that because I am partially colorblind and struggle a lot of times with colors that do look similar. In this case, I put the red and green together, the yellow and orange, and the blue and purple, just so that I could make sure I had the same teams together. And then down here, I actually put all the fish out. There really should only be one of each team's fish, but just for visualizing, I put them all there. So in the race game mode, there is no catcher. All players are racers trying to collect their fish and get to the end goal, which in this case is this box here. So this is set up for the first turn of the game. Red player is in the center and can choose to go towards these 2 fish here or one of these 2 fish here. Whichever way they choose, it might be advantageous on that team's next turn to have the green penguin go in the opposite direction. So as my first turn of the game, I'm going to go ahead and flick the red penguin. My goal is to get through this doorway right here, going this way, and hopefully get towards these fish. So that wasn't a great flick. I got through the doorway, which was good, but I'm still all the way at the very back of that room. So after red and green team take a turn, it would be blue and purple's team. And in this case, I'm going to have blue go towards the same direction as red, but instead of flicking through the doorway, I'm actually going to try to jump the wall and get towards one of those 2 fish. So I did jump the wall. I didn't get through the doorway, but I am a lot closer to it than the red player. So now it's the yellow and orange team's turn, and I'm going to have the yellow penguin go towards these fish right here. And I'm going to try to achieve that by jumping over this wall. So that was pretty much the best I could do with that shot. The penguin is now in perfect position on the next turn to collect the fish from right here. Now it's the final team's turn, and I believe the colors are teal and tan, but again, being partially colorblind, I'm not quite sure on that, so don't hold it against me. I'm going to have them also come towards these penguins, but in this case, I'm just going to go through the door and see what happens. So a decent shot lined up for the next one. Now that each team has had a chance to flick one penguin, the second player from the red and green team now has a choice to either flick the red penguin again or flick the green penguin for the first time. We're going to go ahead and say that they choose to flick the red penguin once again. So the red penguin is down here in this corner and needs to go through this door. So we're going to flick them in that direction. But the first thing we get to do is bring the penguin to the line inside the box, which is right here. So we're going to go ahead and give him a nice little flick right through the door. And because we did that, we collect the red and green team's first fish. So of course now it's blue and purple's team's turn for the second player to go, and they choose to flick the purple penguin. So we place that in the starting position, and since blue has already gone in this direction, it would be wise for purple to come down here towards these 2 fish. This time, I'm going to see if I can get the purple penguin to go through this door on a jump. So I did flick him over the wall, however I did not get through the fish. He ended up right here. Next up, it's the second player from the yellow and orange team. They choose to flick the orange penguin from the starting line, and they're going to try to go over this wall to these fish right here through this door. So I didn't go exactly where I was hoping to. I went over both walls, jumping the fish, and ended up down in the corner right here. Once again, it's the teal and tans team, and they're going to choose to flick their penguin right here, hopefully right through that door. They did make it completely through, so they would get their fish. Since I put them all there, we'll take both teams' fish, just like that. So at this point in the game, all 4 teams have had 2 turns, 1 for each player on the team. 2 of those teams have fish, but they're also the only 2 teams that only have 1 of their penguins on the board. So it's red and green team's turn again, and it would be back to the first player on that team to choose if they want to flick the red penguin, which is very close to these fish here, or bring out the green penguin for the first time. In this case, they don't want to get hit out of a nice position, so they're going to go ahead and choose to flick the red penguin through this door, and hopefully make even some headway through this door or this one if they can get a good shot. So that was pretty good right there. We got through this door, which gets us the green fish, and we got through this door right here, as well as being right in front of here to go to the goal line. So red's in a great position to get to their end of the track. So now it's blue and purple team's turn again, and their first player is going to try to get the purple penguin through this doorway right here. But the first thing they get to do is take the purple penguin and move it to the line so it's off of the wall. So I did get the purple penguin through the door, which gets us the purple and blue fish from that wall. But I didn't get them in a great position to go through the next door at the moment. Next is orange and yellow. Their first player is going to choose to flick the yellow penguin through this door right here and hopefully get some good spin to either go into this room or this room to set up for the next shot. Now if something like that happens, where the penguin gets stuck in the doorway, they do not get the fish. Instead, they must be pulled out of the door and sat on the line and have to wait for their next turn. So for the tan and teal team, the first player is going to choose to put their second penguin into the field of play. Since their first penguin is currently down here behind this wall, they're going to go in this direction towards those 2 fish. So I did make a jump, not quite where I was looking to go. I was trying to head towards these here, but now this penguin is in great position to go through that door right there. That brings us around back to red and green team. Now their second player has a choice. They can once again put the green penguin into play, which is the only penguin not on the board. But since their red penguin is right here at the door for the goal, it might be wise for them to go ahead and do that first. Then they can focus their entire attention on the green penguin. And so now that red penguin is in the goal. It's blue and purple's team's turn. Blue is currently down here, and he can go through this door. So we're going to go ahead and try to do that. We made it through the door. It looks like we might have an okay shot at going through the next one. So we get our team fish. Yellow and orange are up next. Yellow is in a great position to go through this door. So we'll go ahead and do that shot right now. We slid down that wall a little bit. We go ahead and get the orange and yellow fish for that wall, and hopefully we'll be able to do the next shot from here through that wall to that doorway right there. It's teal and tan team's turn again, and this penguin is in a great position to go through that door. So let's go ahead and try to make that shot and see if we can't curve and get through that door or close to it as well. Oh, so close. So we did get through this door, but as you can see, the penguin just quite didn't make it through. It's in great position, but if blue or orange decide to go through that door, they may knock it out of the way or knock it through the door. So far in the game, the standings look like this. Red and green have only 2 fish, but red is in the goal already. Blue and purple have 3 fish, the yellow and orange team have 2 fish, and the tan and teal team have 3 fish. So now it's red and green team's turn again, and their only move is to finally put the green penguin on the board of play. So I got a really good jump over that wall. The penguin didn't go to the door, but he's in a really good shot for the next turn. Blue and purple team's turn is next. Purple is currently down here by this wall, and blue is over here. They have a pretty good line of sight to go through this door and hopefully this one as well. So we're going to go ahead and take that shot, and the first thing we get to do is move blue to the line so it's off the wall. So that was a great shot. We went through this door to get that team's fish, but we also got through this door, and now we're only 1 room away from the finish line for that penguin. Orange and yellow team are up next, and they decide they want to try to do a similar shot with the yellow penguin right here. They'd come up to the line, so they're off the wall, and they would like to try to go through this door to these penguins right here. Well, didn't go where we wanted to go, but we like that shot for the next one, because now the yellow penguin can come through this door and make their way towards the goal. Now it's tan and teal's turn again, and they're very thankful that the orange and yellow team did not choose to hit the orange penguin through this door. Now they can go ahead and take their turn with this penguin here. Bringing it out to the line, they're going to go ahead and try to go through this door and see where they end up after that. So that was a really good shot. They got their fish. They went through 2 doors, and they are complete on that side of the board. So with the board at play currently, the red and green team need to go through this door and this door still, with green penguin sitting right there. The blue and purple team have to get the blue penguin to the goal and get the purple penguin through this door and then to the goal. They only need 1 more door. The yellow and orange team have to get through this door as well as both of these doors over here. And the tan and teal team have to get through this door and then get their penguins to the goal. So we're back to green and red. They're going to move the green penguin to the line and shoot for this door and see if they can't get into a good position to hopefully be set up for that door after the fact. Not too bad. We go ahead and we get our fish from that door, and we'll see what we can do on the next turn. Blue and purple decide they want to follow red and green's lead and get one of their penguins to their goal. So they're going to take the blue penguin, move him to the line so he's off the wall, and try to go through a very small doorway right here. So blue is now in the goal. So now yellow and orange team are up next, They probably should try to go after some of these fish over here, but we're going to have the yellow penguin move up to the line and go after these fish first. Oh, go through that door. Okay, it didn't. So we got through the first door with the fish. That gets us the yellow and orange fish hanging from it. And the penguin's in pretty good position. I'm not sure if it can make it through both of those doors to get to the goal. It's pretty tight, but we'll see what we can do on their next turn. Tan and teal are up next. We could move this penguin to the line and try to shoot through this door towards this one. But with the green penguin there, that could cause a little bit of congestion and possibly hit us in a direction we don't want to go. So we're going to go ahead and focus on this penguin and getting them as close to the goal as possible. Alright, so we jumped him over the wall right into the goal, skipped probably having to hit one, and now the tan and teal team have a penguin at the finish line. So now it is red and green team's turn again. They only have the green penguin to worry about. And while it might be best to jump the wall, because this door here is blocked by the wall on this side, jump the wall to come back through this doorway on this side, since we're up against the wall, it's very difficult to jump in that short of a distance. Maybe world-class players can make that shot. I'm not sure. I don't think that I can. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this door and hopefully try to curve through that one with one shot. So we did exactly what we wanted to do for the most part. We did get through this door, both this one and that one, to get the fish for that team. However, green is a little bit far behind that door. The nice thing is on their next turn, if they want to, they can go for a massive jump and see if they can make it into the goal. So now all the other teams are really on their toes because red and green can race to the finish line. The blue and purple and the tan and teal team both need one set of fish left, but the yellow and orange teams need to collect this fish and this fish before the green penguin gets back to the finish line. So we have to figure out a way of getting this purple penguin through this door and hopefully have a good chance after that to get to the finish line. We did a jump. Wasn't quite what I was looking for. I didn't get through the door, but now I have a pretty good straight shot at going back at that on the next turn. So now it's yellow and orange's turn, and they're definitely behind the 8-ball here because they have two different doorways to go through and get their penguin into the goal. We're going to try to get the yellow penguin there first. And we can do that one of two ways. We can try to go through this door and this door at a very tight angle to get there, or we can jump in. So we got the yellow penguin into the goal. So now at least one penguin from each team is at the finish line. So the only penguin left in play for the tan and teal team is this penguin right here. We're going to bring them out to the line and see if we can't get a good shot to get them either through this door or at least close to it. So that was really close. We almost curved through the door. We didn't quite make it. They have a pretty good chance of getting through the door on their next turn. That is, if this next turn is not the last. Because if the green and red team can get their green penguin to jump over these walls to the goal, this will be the last turn of the game. All teams will have one last turn to get to the goal line, and then any teams that have all of their fish and are at the finish line tie for a victory. So I did use the backstop there from the box, but the green penguin got into the finish line. So we're going to treat that as a good shot. With that, that means this is the last round of the game. The blue and purple, yellow and orange, and tan and teal teams only have one shot left each. First team up is purple and blue. They're going to pull their penguin to this line, shoot for this door. If they can get their fish, I don't really think there's any way for them to get through here, without jumping through this door and then this door to the goal line. But we'll go ahead, flick the penguin, see what we can do. So we did get the blue and purple team through their last door. They did collect all of their fish. However, they will not be able to reach the goal. So now it's yellow and orange team's turn. Yellow is already at the finish line, and orange is up against the wall. They need to collect this orange fish and this red fish and make it to the goal in this turn. There are a lot of connected doorways, so they might be able to spin in a shot the correct way. We'll see if we can make that happen. But the first thing we have to do is take the orange penguin and move him off the wall. So orange got through this door and got the yellow fish, but got stuck in this doorway. So we know that means they get pulled out to the line right here. That will be the end of their turn. They didn't get to that fish, and they did not get to the goal. So now the final turn of the game is for teal and tan team. They have their penguin right here. They have their doorway for their fish right here. But then there's a wall. So even if they get under the door to get their fish, because you only can get fish under the door, there's not going to be a way for them to find their way to the goal. I'll go ahead and hit the penguin as hard as I can. We'll see what happens. So we did go through the doorway. I don't know if it got caught on camera or not. We went through this doorway to get those fish. And then we skyrocketed over the map along back to this door right here. We knocked the orange penguin back into the door, and the teal penguin is currently sitting right there. So that's the end of the game of the race game mode on the Big Tuna University map. Our winning team was that of the red and green penguins. They were the only ones to collect all of their fish and reach the goal. If you enjoyed that video, please help me grow by sharing with a friend, giving a like, and leaving a comment down below. For more content like this, subscribe to the channel up here and click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Also, check out some of my other videos, like this one or that one. I highly recommend both. Until next time, this was Rolling with Roc.